Hey friends, so in this video I want to address a few things. This video started off as it was going to be about preparedness using solar, and just things move so fast. So here's what we're going to discuss. First, I filmed this over 2 days. In those 2 days, a lot has happened. I started off saying what a wonderful day it was. Then we ended up having to put our puppy to sleep. Then instead of being able to film for the batteries, I got word we were able to drop a shed somewhere. Actually, as a temporary option for the family, we're helping to build the full house for. And then just a bunch of information came in as far as like this reel that's going viral that's saying people can't live in sheds. So I'm going to address that. And is DCF taking the children? We're going to talk about that a little bit as well. Hey friends, it's Friday. I don't even know what day, like the 20th, 21st maybe? And it's just glorious out. It is so beautiful. I'm just leaving the gym. Gonna go check on some shed projects. And we are gonna get the garage clean because snow is coming tomorrow. And we need to get everything set up to grow food in the garage, because that's my favorite part of winter, is being able to grow food year round. Access to fresh food. So I'm super excited about that. Yesterday, we had Justin Rhodes from the Justin Rhodes show come, just put eyes on our shed project. He and his boys are doing some promoting for the area, just to remind people, like, people are still hurting here. We're not through this yet. And so he's got a fun project going over on his channel. I'll link that below. And Marshall and our shed project will be featured over there. So it just feels a little bit lighter today. I think that crisp, cool weather, we've got blue skies and it's gorgeous. And I don't know, it just feels a little bit positive. Feels good today. Justin, thanks for coming out.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, what made you want to come see our project over here?
My friend Arthur told me about this, and we just want to keep attention on the hurricane and the victims. We don't want the attention to go away because people are still hurting. My boys are sleeping in a tent for 4 nights just to bring awareness, making a video about it. And during that time, we're going and showing some of what, like, guerrilla folks like you and my buddy Sean Hendricks are doing to make change, to fill in some of that gaps where the bigger organizations like FEMA or Samaritan's Purse aren't able to support. So yeah, it's cool to see what some ground, just one-on-one help is doing in this part of the country.
Thank you for coming out and putting eyes on our project and bringing awareness. It has been incredible to see what just local people are doing. When you go through Marshall, I'll send you the pre-flood footage. You'll be blown away the work they've done.
Oh, man.
It's just boots on the ground. It's volunteers.
Yeah, that's what I'm
This
finding.
whole thing is volunteers, and people have just shown up
to
be the hands and feet of Jesus, and it's amazing. So.
Yeah, people helping people.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's all we can do. Okay, pray the towers make it, because I didn't do anything. Okay, the towers are melting just fine. Everything, I probably lost my basil, but that's about it. And I knew I would lose the basil. The green beans were already done. I gotta get cleaned up. We're gonna do some mushrooming here tomorrow. It's like so dark in here. Too funny. All right, guys, while the car warms up, I thought we could just have a little chat. I wanted to fill you guys in on a couple of things. That was a lot of snow. So this video took a turn since yesterday. It's the next day, And actually, we had to put our little Labradoodle that you've seen in the background, we had to put him to sleep last night. So he had a seizure disorder. And I don't like to do, we tried natural for a while. They're so severe. They're like cluster seizures for, it ended up being days last time, like 3 days. So we, tried the pharmaceutical route just to try everything because, we would get caught off guard in the middle of the night and then take him to the emergency room. And we had said we didn't want to go that route. And so the last time, there was already a third medication added. So we had said, that was it. Obviously, natural didn't work. Non-natural was not working. And we weren't going to just keep adding medicine on top of medicine on top of medicine, which is the formula. That's what you do with all the consequences of that. So our sweet puppy had to be put down last night. And then we woke up to lots of snow today. And, it was a good excuse to just stay home and kind of lean into the house, which needs our attention. But I'm also trying to stay on top of my fitness goals, which I think is super important these days. And our preparedness goals. We were going to do a mushroom event here where I'm teaching people how to log and do mushroom logs. I was going to make it open. I've since shut that just to close friends and family and some of the teenagers, just because of everything going on. But we're still going to move forward on the things that need to get done because it's super important right now, I think, to not put our guard down and to always be creating a resilient home and resilient bodies and resiliency. So that's what we're doing. There's some information that's going around saying people can't live in the sheds, and that's being shut down. We're not witnessing that where I'm at. So I wanted to address that because, I've shared a video before on here where I think it's important that the truth lies in the middle somewhere with all of these things you may be hearing about in Western North Carolina. There's truth in all of them. Are people being shut down? Probably. We're a small, people ask me what organization I'm with. I'm not with an organization. I have a church who supports us, and I can send you guys links so you can donate through a church if you feel more comfortable than a GoFundMe, or for tax purposes for larger organizations who want to donate. But we're just the people I'm working with. We're just people grassroots, boots on the ground. That's all we're doing. And so they're not messing with us. In Madison County here, the reel had said Barnardsville, but I have sheds over in Barnardsville, and the one I'm delivering today is actually going over there, and we are not getting any issues. And that's where I think it's important to be discreet, and be prepared and have resilience so you can kind of lay low in situations. Super, super important. If you don't want flashing lights on your situation where things are going to get bureaucratic, then don't have flashing lights on your situation. Be prepared so you don't have to be out and about, needing the help of government officials. I would say never put yourself in a position to need the help from government officials. That is my lesson in this. Because the minute you open that door, that's a whole nother can of worms. And yeah, you're not going to be allowed to sleep in something that's not up to code. You can sleep in a tent and freeze your butt off and probably get hypothermia and get wet, because tents aren't really waterproof, not the ones being donated. But you certainly cannot stay dry and warm in a non-up-to-code building. Are they being shut down somewhere? Probably, because organizations came in and built 100 of these things in mass groupings, and then I think they were dropping them in one area where there were 10 cities going up. I'm totally assuming this. I know of none that have been shut down, but I don't believe that information is false. I just think it's isolated to a situation. It's kind of like the DCF situation. People keep asking me, is that true? Yes, it's absolutely true, but it's also isolated. It's not like every person, and that's another thing to keep in mind. We outnumber bureaucratic things by a lot, people. So don't let your power be taken. Are big picture things happening in the background? Are we moving into the fourth industrial revolution? Yes, because we basically sold our freedom for convenience, right? Coke, Pepsi, all owned by the same companies. Everything's owned by the same companies. There's very few small farmers, small mom and pop shops these days. Very, very few. And we did that. We sold our freedom for convenience. And we were tricked into it, when I say we, I'm not talking about just our generation, but generations prior. So yeah, those things are happening, but we are also capable of a lot of things. So lean into church organizations, lean into private organizations if you need help. That would be my advice. But yeah, I think if they're trying to drop 30 sheds on a piece of property in the middle of Swannanoa, right on the road, they're probably getting shut down. I personally do know of some DCF situations, but again, it's people that were already on the radar and people kind of very exposed to having eyes on their situation, and that makes it difficult and makes you a target. So right over there, there used to be houses here. You can see 2 of those sheds. I think those are the ones the Amish built. All right, guys, and sorry for filming while I'm driving. I literally don't know how I could make this video if I don't. I like to offer you guys like information on my videos and always be giving something helpful. And I had a whole different plan for today's video and things just spiraled. So I think it's mostly an update video. I'm going to take you guys with me to deliver another shed, show you, some of the sheds people aren't getting messed with, where they're at. This is a situation, this is actually the family, like I said, that we're going to help build an up to code house for. And that's what we're trying to do, just be the grassroots, like fill the gaps for those who can't create resiliency for themselves in this situation. And if you're watching this, you can probably most likely create some resiliency for yourself. And so that would be my main teaching point to this. As we come into the holidays, now is not the time for gluttony. It's not the time for waiting to putting our health, for after Thanksgiving, after we do all this damage to our bodies. We've got to break free. Those are like prisons that we have been programmed into, and we have to break free of those. I'm going to the gym today. I've got my blue drink, and it's not blue. It's naturally blue. This is some peptide stuff. I'll put information below. Natural things. I'm going to eat a healthy diet today. I'm going to fast. I'm going to eat a healthy diet. We had every reason not to go do these things today and to stay home and to not serve, to not get healthy, but we're going to do the things. We're going to do the things and create resiliency. And tomorrow we're going to be mushroom logging. I'm going to make a video on how to do that for you guys, because that creates resiliency and it creates community with the people who are coming to do it. And it teaches a skill, which is amazing, because that is how we protect ourselves. And then that is what allows us to help others who can't, because I am very aware there are many people in this situation who are super vulnerable because they did not have any preparedness or resiliency and didn't have the means to do that. And so I believe, as the church, as the body of Christ, that is our role. We come in and we are the hands and feet of Jesus in these situations, and we can only do that if we've been given the blessings to have the things to create the resiliency, which if you're watching this, that is you, because you have a device to watch this on, right? You have some sort of means, some sort of job. And, as we go into the holiday season, let's just be mindful of where are we spending our money? Is it, can we sponsor a family instead of buying junk, right? And help a family in your community. It doesn't have to be here in Western North Carolina. Can we, buy things that create resiliency for our family members? I know my boys this is my son's car. I actually don't have a car. I gave this one away. Can we they're getting bug out bags. They're getting battery chargers for emergencies that go in their car. So if they get stuck on a road somewhere, they can jump their car. They're getting water filtration systems. They're getting ham radios to stay in the car so there's communication if something happens, like emergency gear, like important things to keep them safe. They're out and about in the world doing things. And so I will share some of those things as we get a little bit closer to Christmas, what actually I do get for them. But right now we're gonna head to the gym. After, I'm gonna take you guys with me. Let's go drop a tractor shed that is being used for temporary housing to help a family get warm because it is cold. And I also need to give you guys an update on the water, the city water. We just found out it looks like the aquifer could have been breached because this was a geological storm. So I'll fill you in on what we found out from a friend who's a city official in a town over. All right, here's our shed going out. And let me tell you a little story about this shed. So another thing I want to address is I got a message about this, like people stealing stuff and traveling from other areas to take things and then reselling them. That is true. That is happening firsthand at our distribution center. I say ours, it's not mine. It's Wayne's over at the general store. That is for sure happening over here where the sheds are at this distribution center, as well as just stealing other things. Like someone asked to buy a welding piece of equipment and they were told no, and they just came back and took it later. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But on that note, this shed, somebody told me they needed it, and it turns out they were just using it as like a drinking shed. Did you hear that story?
What?
Miss Ann's back.
Hello.
Hi. We're gonna ride together in her God bus over here and do some deliveries.
Now he said this has a generator in it, so they don't need solar. So maybe we can just ride with him.
It doesn't have a generator.
He said there's a generator in that shed.
Did he put it in there? Because I didn't put it. There's 2 heaters. Let's go find out. Okay, so this shed, we had to pick it back up because somebody said they needed it, and they were just using it as a place to drink down by the river. Oh, like a rug?
A little runner for
Yeah.
nighttime, so I don't have to stand on the dirty floor. Because when I walk on with my tennis shoes on it all day, it gets.
And then are you sleeping on that floor too? Do you have a cot?
I have a zero gravity chair.
Oh, you're sleeping. Okay. Do you guys remember Ann from our last video? She's back. We're going to be bringing in solar.
Yeah, I'll be right
She's
back.
the solar queen. That's what it is. So I heard that the gentleman, the father, is sleeping like on the floor of the camper, which is really cold. I lived in a camper in the winter. It's not fun. Our camper got so cold that the dog got sick once, and I used a mop to clean it up. And when I was spraying the spray, it turned into ice on the floor. So we're going to take this shed and as a temporary solution for extra sleeping places until we get the house done. And then we'll bring the shed back and we can recycle it to somebody else who needs it. Oh, wow. All of them are gone, huh?
And then it starts up through here. It's just unreal up through here. And then when you branch off up here, at Dillingham up through here, it's unreal.
This is my friend's house right here, this white one.
Not here.
No, to the right.
Oh
That
yeah,
one
they're
that we just
stripping that one
passed.
down to the studs, aren't they?
I'm loving the snow. This is like so beautiful.
It's snow.
Can we just like have snow days the rest of the year, please?
You gotta tell on these limbs, these trees.
I know, it's so pretty.
See if they would want to take all your cancel or snow
Why do I don't get snow days?
days.
I just want to hibernate and knit and bake and...
Hey, you got your key?
Cut that off.
Cut the yellow part off?
Cut this off,
Okay.
and you'll have a red and a black.
Good.
Her parents went back to get stuff, and they died along the way.
Oh,
So now she's living with her grandparents down here.
wow. Yeah, it puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
It does.
Like when people's lives are lost, it's like things aren't very important. Hold that.
Hey, Houston, come here and hold her.
I've been in the movies too much.
I got you debuted on there a few times. You want to just hold it? It's
Did you
on.
see me on there?
No. It's there you go. Okay.
What was the names again? I'm sorry.
Cody
Cody
and Alyssa.
and Lisa,
And Melody.
Melanie Burles.
So a lot of you guys know we've been fundraising and that we were going to move into supporting families at a larger scale and doing homes that are up to code. So it is a permanent solution. This is just a temporary tractor shed to keep your stuff in and keep it warm, right? But this is a family that we're sponsoring to move into the next phase. So we're super excited to get that started, and it's all you guys support on the other end, all the prayers, the donations. That's what's helping these families like boots on the ground as a grassroots movement. So thank you guys.
Thank you. I know a bunch.
Thank y'all so much.
A bunch.
Well, we're excited.
It's unreal.
We're excited
We
to
are,
see
too.
how this house
Unreal.
comes together too. I'm really excited for you guys.